Hello, ladies and gentlemen of District 31. My name is Daniel DiNardo. I'm standing for election to the House of Representatives for the state of Alaska in 2008. I believe that Alaska is going to become an independent republic. In the book of Revelation in Holy Writ, and I call it Holy Writ, many of you refer to it as the Bible, Alaska is consistently and repeatedly referred to as the great land of the great eagle. And in the latter days of which we are living, Alaska is going to become the third and final republic. The first republic was the Roman Republic before the Roman Empire. The second republic was the American Republic. And the third and final republic is the Alaska Republic. Alaska is not related to the lower 48 geographically or geologically by being contiguous to that landmass. And our founding fathers stated that no state was to become a state unless it was contiguous to the other states. And in this case, we became a state after there had already been established 48 states. Hawaii also fits into that category. They are not contiguous to the lower 48. Our destiny is very readily determined because of where we are located in the spiritual, in the energy, the psychic energy that is part of Alaska. Anybody that lives in Alaska for a period of time that travels outside can notice the difference immediately. Tourists and others visiting Alaska, they notice it also. The decisions we're being asked to make regarding our fisheries, our use of our resources, what is happening in the Arctic oceans, what is happening with our rivers, what is happening with this gas line project that is being proposed to be built. These are all decisions that nations make. Alaska is a nation. But when we are hamstrung and we are basically manacled and shackled through a foreign body of law, then we are not going to be able to reach the proper conclusions. Now, what I mean by a foreign body of law is there's a body of law called, basically not really law, but it's just business practice. It's called the International Law Merchant. The lower 48 has totally been taken over by this foreign body of business practice. It's referred to as the law merchant, but really not law, but a practice of commercial practice between merchants on an international scale. This was all superimposed on the world through what is called the Bar Association. And in further YouTube discussions with you, I'm going to prove to you that the Bar Association is nothing but a composition of card-carrying Communist Party members who are implementing the Marxist-Leninist dialectic on the world in total. And that's why we find so many social ills where there should be none. And the social ills arise because the common law, the law of the land, and the law of nature, and nature's trinity, has been removed from us, and we are being held captive, basically in feudalistic bondage and slavery, and we're being kept away from our inalienable rights as declared by Thomas Jefferson in that magnificent document, the Declaration of Independence. That is why, when I am elected, the first act that I perform is to draw up a common law bill to have the legislature convene a constitutional convention. It's specifically provided for in the Alaska Constitution that the legislature can convene a constitutional convention at any time. It also states that every 10 years it has to be on the ballot, but there are too many negative forces in the state of Alaska represented by corporationism, which in the future YouTube presentations I will explain to you that all corporationism, as a matter of fact, law, and practical reality, is a subset of communism. So this communistic threat that the world is undergoing at the present time is the most powerful secular force on the face of the earth. And Alaska is being forced through the Bar Association and through the corporations that are in Alaska to be subjected to the communist Marxist-Leninist dialectic. That is why we are having so many problems in addressing the issues to have an independent republic, to have a common law society for the benefit of all mankind. It's not going to just benefit Alaska, but we are going to be the guiding light for the rest of the world as a study and as a live and a very practical representation of how these other countries can reclaim their human identity and to form a common law natural government that will address all of their social needs, all of their spiritual needs, and all of their psychic needs. Now what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to terminate this discussion and encourage you to take a look at the next YouTube presentation, because in these further presentations I'm going to address more specific subjects. This YouTube presentation was just to get you and give you an idea of where I'm going to take this in the future, to give you an idea of what you have been robbed of as common law men and women, instead of being subjected to feudalistic slavery under the international law merchant. Thank you very much.